So, you are not the tape. No. You are the tape recorder, the tape player, the player of the tape. Understand? You are not the program, the programming. You are the hardware, the computer that plays different programs. Got it? You are not what's in the glass. You are the glass. You are what's holding what's in the glass. This is very important to recognize. In the same way that you're not your hand, you're not your mind. Your mind is a part of you, but you are much bigger and greater than just your mind. You are the container, the vessel that holds what's in your mind. And the key to true power and freedom is to be able to disidentify, what's the word? With your mind. To be able to distinguish between yourself and your mind. To be able to separate and get some space from it. So you can see your mind and what we call witness it from the observer position, watching it do its thing. When you can separate, when you can disassociate from being the voice, then for the first time you can actually listen and watch the voice do what it normally does without it stopping you. Does that make any sense at all? All right. Once you realize you're not your mind, then for the first time you have true choice. True what? In the present moment, instead of being run based on automatic programming from the past. That's what we call consciousness. What's it called? Did you understand what I just said? Because if you understand this, your whole life can be different. Okay. Once you realize you're not your mind, you can watch your thoughts and feelings bubble up, but you don't have to believe them, and you don't have to act or not act based on them. They're just bubbles of recorded information. That's all they are, that we don't now have to buy into. Most people don't know this, and they make the big mistake of believing that their conditioning or who they learned to be, their personality is who they are. And so their lives are run by the conditioned mind or the ego self. Their lives are run by the voice in their head. Raise your hand if you know people whose lives are run by the voice in their head. Anybody not have their hand here? I want to read you a story. It's a story about a king who everybody loved. He was kind and generous and renowned for his wisdom. One day, tragedy struck the country. The water supply was polluted, and every single person went insane. Only the king, who had his own private spring, was spared. Soon the crazy people began talking about how strangely the king was acting and how he'd become mean and greedy and stupid. They said he'd gone nuts. Eventually, the king was the most hated man in the country. He became lonely because nobody came to visit him anymore, and he used to be very, very popular and friendly with everyone, but nobody came anymore. So he decided to come down from his castle and visit the town. It was very hot outside, and so he took a cool drink from the town's fountain. That night, the country had a huge celebration because their beloved king had finally come back to normal. So again, even though the way we are is normal, it doesn't mean it's our natural or true self. Do you understand what I'm saying? It just means this is the conditioned way what we live in. And we're good at it because everybody else has the same challenge. Got it? So why isn't this obvious to all of us? Why? It's because we're like a fish in water. And the fish doesn't know it's in water until it's what? out of the water. And we can't know we're in our conditioned self, we're in our false self, until we what? Come out of our false self and observe it.